Hi, I'm the Recruiting Maven and welcome back to my channel. Just want to say thank you to all my Facebook followers. I really appreciate you reaching out to me for career advice, career coaching, a little bit of resume writing, and a few other things. If you're interested, I do have a link in my description box to my Facebook page, and so if you have any questions and you need help, please feel free to reach out to me. With that said, wanted to dive into today's discussion with which surrounds itself specifically with people who have had or have been in the same job for quite a long time. So anything in excess of 10 plus years. I know my best friend has been in the same job for 25 years. And she absolutely loves that. She absolutely loves what she does. She was actually part of the last remaining or the last standing person of a very large merger I'm going to date myself here, some 20 years ago. But so I wanted to address some of those issues because as a recruiter, when I see someone that has that kind of longevity in a company, it's always, such a wonderful thing to have such loyalty, someone that's so engaged in the company and what they do, and obviously they love what they're doing, or let's hope so. But, there are other people that I do come across that all of a sudden there's been a change in, in their company for whatever reason. As we've spoken about the fourth industrial revolution on some of my other videos, certain types of jobs are going to be phased out in the next 3 to 5 years. And so with that said, it's difficult to change the mind of someone that has that kind of longevity, and I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe it's the fear of change. Maybe it's just complacency as well. That everything plays into that. So and everyone has their own particular reasons why they're not switching jobs. And not to say that I'm condoning job hopping, that's not what I'm saying, but at the same time, when I look at a candidate that does have a tremendous longevity with a company, I have to take a look at their their career path, their career growth. How are they growing? Have they stayed essentially updated with their certifications? Maybe it's not a certification, but maybe they've taken other classes to supplement and augment their career somehow. And there's people that I come across that want a job because now they've been laid off after working at a job for 20 plus years and don't have that. And I can't see where there's the growth, where there's the value to the company I'm recruiting for being given by that candidate who hasn't really, in my opinion, hasn't put forth an effort to grow. Now, career growth and expansion and education isn't always done in a traditional sense, meaning that you don't always have to get a certification, but if there's maybe a class that you've taken or other things that you've done, then, I would want to see that on a resume. And I am going to ask you, so, what have you done to supplement and continue your growth in your career? And so if you have nothing to show for that, then I have to say we are in the fourth industrial revolution, which means that, everything is connected to one another. You take an app and you can open your garage door. Connectivity, it's what it's called IoT, so the Internet of Things, which is connecting a device to another device, a machine talking to machine. And so with that said, I don't want you to get displaced. My best advice to you is always be looking. Never wait for the other shoe to drop. Never wait till that last moment. And people say, well, I don't need to look. I'm happy where I am. I'm going to retire here. And let me tell you, this week alone, I've received several phone calls of people who thought that as well, one of which was a candidate of mine that is in the, how do I call it, the connectivity type of industry. I don't want to disclose who they are and what they do, but let's just say that a well-known telephone company is going to be going satellite, and it's it's definitely, he sees the writing on the wall. He's been at that job for a very, very long time. And he said to me, look, I want to stay ahead of the curve. I want to make sure that if I have to come into an entry-level position, I'm okay with that. I know it's a sacrifice, but I do have a family to support. And I know that, the market and jobs are going to be changing. And I thought that was such an interesting conversation to have with someone that I don't have very often. Most people still want their same salary. They want to continue moving, and yet, maybe the skill set isn't as marketable as they were maybe a few years back or more. So I just want to make sure that you're interviewing no matter what, at least once a year, because you know what that'll do for you? One, it'll give you a lot of confidence. And it will also validate what you're doing. So maybe when you come to your annual review at your company, you can say, listen, I know I'm worth this because, I have, interviewed, and whether you got an offer or not, you can present those findings and say, this is what I'm worth and this is why. Of course, you doing a good job on a daily basis is going to count for a tremendous amount in you getting that raise, or of an even bigger raise, of course. However, you have to have some kind of documentation to show your value, not just whether you're asking for a raise, but surviving to stay in a company that may be going through layoffs. So I appreciate your time. Hopefully, what I had to offer you today was of value to you. Again, if you have any questions and you looking for something new to do in your career, I'd be happy to do some coaching for you. You can find all my links to my Facebook page and all my social media in the description box. I appreciate you subscribing and hitting that little bell to get notifications for every time I upload. You liking and sharing. I so appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you in my next vlog. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care.